To you. Good morning, my friends. Good morning, good morning. It is 8 a.m. and we are live on Coffee Talk. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. We get together 7 days a week in the mornings, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully get your day started off on the right note, and hopefully get you updated in the world of weather. There are some things to talk about. It's cloudy outside. Does that mean it's going to be pouring all day? What is going on in the weather world? We will talk about it. Top two things we are monitoring is finally a break in the heat. Well, yeah, Burris, it's cloudy outside. That makes sense, sure. But we'll talk more about it because it's not just the clouds. And yes, it's almost that time. We will discuss the longest weekend of the year, which I think is everybody. You know, we always play that off, don't we? This time of year. It's the longest weekend of the year. And then in the spring, it's like the shortest weekend of the year. And it just, either way, it just makes so many people angry. So for that, I apologize. But anyway, we'll talk about that. And the tropics are getting feisty. What is happening out there? We will discuss the very latest. But before any of that, let's go to our Tower Cam network. This is a shot over New Smyrna Beach. Rise and shine, my friends. It is stunning, isn't it? The sun glistening through the clouds. It won't be long until the sun looks very different at this time, of course, because of that whole fallback thing. But yeah, New Smyrna Beach, rise and shine, my friends. You are looking lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's look elsewhere, shall we? Tavares. Yep. Lake Dora looking gorgeous. Oh, the bird's flying. I didn't mean to wake you up, Mr. Bird. I apologize. Let's head over to the northwest. Ocala, cloudy. Camera still tilted off its kilter a little bit. Disney Springs area, not too bad. Not too bad at all. A little bit more blue sky there for sure. Let's head to downtown. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's gorgeous. West 2 Studios Tower Cam looking toward Altamont Springs, downtown Orlando. Nice. Where else do we have? The Orlando International Airport. Ay, Gavolt. It's down. All right. Let's head over to the coastline, shall we? We already hit up our friends in New Smyrna. Let's head over to the Kennedy Space Center. There's 39A, the crane up working on Starship, and then Melbourne, the Starship Tower. And then Melbourne, you're looking lovely as well. Rise and shine, my friends. It is a lovely start to the day. Here's a look at temperatures across the horn, right? 73 degrees in the city. These are official temperatures on the bottom of the screen. What you see on the side, those are live temperatures, so there may be an adjustment. And I also want to thank you if you're listening to us a little bit delayed on our podcast platforms. Just a reminder, you can get us on Apple Music, on Spotify, and on the iHeart app. All right, upper 60s, lower 70s, and as we bring this to you on the live broadcast, first warning, Doppler radar is actually quite quiet. Let's look at the wider perspective. There's plenty of cloud cover. Now, the kind of overall idea is that it's not going to be a bad day. Maybe we see a sprinkle or so through the day, a 10% coverage of rain, but mostly nice and dry. It's a lovely day, right? 79 at 11 o'clock, 83 by 1 p.m., and 85 degrees, our high temperature. Notice mostly cloudy skies. It's going to be a cloudy sky through the day. Mostly cloudy skies, but still pretty nice. Really and truly pretty nice. 85 in Orlando, the high temperature. 83 degrees today in Ocala, 84 in Wildwood. Notice along the shoreline, upper 70s, low to even mid 80s. Average high this time of year is 81. So we are well above the average high this time of year. Yeah. Good times. How's everybody doing this morning? How we doing? Everybody good? Bruce, good morning to you. David, how are you? Emmy, good morning. Jeannie, Jennifer, good morning. Good morning. Tina, Debbie, rise and shine. David, good morning to you. Julie over on YouTube, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's having a great start to our Thursday. We are almost to the weekend. How about that, huh? So sad I missed the whole Al thing. Rachel, well, it's all on tape. I have to tell you, a couple of people texted me this morning My morning executive producer texted me, and I hope she doesn't mind. I'm going to quote her here. She says, "The face you make when someone steals your brand." And it was because she was doing what she's supposed to, watching the Today Show. And look at what's on the bottom there. You see that? Does that say Coffee Talk? That says Coffee Talk. Now, it was a cheeky story about drinking coffee, but I joked and I sent it to my big boss, and I was like, I spent a couple of minutes with Al, and he steals the brand. Coffee Talk. Anyway, it was kind of funny, so maybe you had to be there. I don't know. But anyway, they were discussing how maybe it's not good to drink coffee on an empty stomach. I don't. I always have a little bit of something, protein, something, eggs, something, before I drink my coffee. But by the time we get together, oh, it's on, baby. It's on. Yeah. Cloudy all day today. We're going to the beach. Might be too cold and windy. Well, you can see north-northeast 10 to 20, so it's going to be a breezy one, Terry. And yeah, we are forecasting plenty of clouds to be in the vicinity today. And as a matter of fact, it's kind of a couple of interesting stats. The last, not 1, but 2 days, we hit 90 degrees. And it's been a while. You have to go back to 2015 to get one 90-degree day in November. You have to go back to 2015 to get 2 consecutive 90-degree days in November. And we did that. If you look at the last couple of afternoons in at least Orlando, and everybody's pretty close to it, right? But if you look, I don't know why Sunday's blank, but we've had some 90-degree days here. That's really weird. Maybe she's just not showing it because it's not 90, at any rate. So we are continuing on. But today is not a 90-degree day. That's the important thing. Today, 90 degrees? No. 85 is where we're going to be at. But like I had mentioned, average high is 81. So we are still above average, but not 90 anymore. So at least that trend comes to an end for now. Not to say that it's not done and over with. When we look at the rankings for the year, we average out 106 90-degree days. We have had 144, which makes this year, you ready for it? We added one yesterday. Oh, that's the wrong one. This is the one I'm looking for. My apologies. Makes this year the 4th place most 90 degrees on record. You have to go back to the Dust Bowl to get more. But do we hit 147? Hopefully not. I personally would not like to get any more 90-degree days, but that's just me, So anyway, kind of interesting stuff. So today, no longer into that 90-degree reading. When we look at the forecast, we'll just kind of look at the 7-day forecast here. And then we've got the tropics to get to. All right. I don't see 90s on the map. What I do see, though, is a whole lot of rain. Is that tropical related, Burris? Maybe. Yeah. All right. Today, tomorrow, mid-80s. This weekend, we're going to bring up those shower chances just a little bit. 86 or so. 30% chance of rain. And then Monday into Tuesday into Wednesday, we go from cloudy skies to a whole lot of rain. So what's going on? This is where we transition tropically, all right? During the course of this weekend into, it's like it's this weekend into early next week. Well, here, let's look at it a different way. This weekend, we're going to be watching around Puerto Rico. Models have been, and we've been talking about it on Coffee Talk, models have been indicating some sort of an area of low pressure trying to form. So while this weekend we're looking good, we've got a couple of showers and all that fun stuff. Right there. We're going to start to watch this kind of coagulation of things. That's going to turn into a big blob of moisture. Does it have the chance to be tropical in nature? It does. But we're thinking it's more of a hybrid-y system. Yeah, see, hold on. I have to stand by 1 second. I have to update this graphic. Kellyanne did not, which it's fine. She's not using it, and that's fine. But I'm going to update it so that I can show it on Coffee Talk, but I want it to be accurate. So stand by. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Should you drink coffee on an empty stomach? Discuss. Almost done. All right. Here we are. Okay, so weather pattern next week. This is going to be the next big thing, my friends. Into Monday, we're going to watch this little area of low pressure kind of coming together and lifting through the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and then eventually it wants to start heading toward the peninsula. All right? This is going to be something we're going to be watching. Could it be tropical in nature? Sure. Could it be a big rainmaker for us? Sure. Is it going to be a big hurricane? Probably not. And I'm fine with that. I'd prefer it not to be anything big. But yeah, there's a signal here that we're going to be talking about a big rainmaker. Now, given the dynamic, this is going to be, to me, the concern for it, okay? Given the dynamic here, that wind is going to be coming in from the east in our area. So it's going to be funneling in moisture, but that also means rough surf, which is a problem, rip currents, which is a problem, erosion, which is a big problem. Do I need to dig back through and find the pictures I took from the trip in Chopper 2 post-Hurricane Ian? There was a lot of erosion issues. And so seawall, I mean, you know, of course I don't have this dialed up because why would I prepare for this? Stand by. I'll find it. I'll just find you like a random picture that... here we are. Yeah. So, you know, nice, expensive home, but like, look at the seawall there. And of course, it's not translating well, but you can see it was really ripped up. And that was in Volusia, but so many areas were impacted in that way. And so looking to next week, we don't need there to be a hurricane, and we don't expect that to be the case. But what we also don't need is a big storm system, hybrid or not, or what, developing and just pummeling our beaches. Okay, so that is definitely a point of concern. So let's just look and see. Right now, notice around Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, there's nothing. Okay? But over the next few days' time, we are anticipating something to form and to kind of work our direction, all right? Again, it's nothing that is happening quickly, but over the next 5 days' time, a 30% likelihood that there is something. Now, north of it, this blob here near Bermuda, we're not even mentioning that because it's not impacting us. There's a 10% chance that something could try and get going up there. Not a huge thing, but it's a little something. All right, so let's do this. Let's look at our tropical models together and just kind of see where we're at, okay? If you're new to Coffee Talk, first off, welcome. We track the tropics 6 months out of the year. The other 6 months, we do long-range forecasting and all that other fun stuff. All right, and then I will get to your questions as soon as we do. Well, before we look at the models, let me put this up. Questions so far. We'll start here and we'll just do questions so far. I'm on vacation to Orlando next week, Lisa says. I'm sorry, Lisa. Listen, as long as you know I don't control this. I'll be so glad when it cools down again, Caitlin says. Agreed. Yukon says a rainy election day. It could be. So early voting or have an umbrella. Do not. And we've talked a lot about this over the years. If you're new to Coffee Talk, welcome. I don't care where you are politically, and neither does anybody in the room. You don't care where I am politically, and neither does anybody in the room. But this is a place of encouragement. This is a place of positivity. So I don't care who you're voting for, but try to go out and vote. You have this chance. We have this opportunity. So make your voice heard. Do not let the weather play into that. That's all I'm going to say, right? That's all. I don't care. Vote for me. I don't care. But just vote. Make your voice. Don't really vote for me. I'm not running, nor do I want to. All right. So there's that. Did this play into your March forecast? Well, Cheryl, we're on the news cycle, but I can tell you something. This will. All right, let's look at the models and see where we're at. And then I will take more questions. All right, this is the GFS. This is the product that we like to use for tracking tropical stuff. It is referred to as the mean sea level pressure, MSLP, normalized anomaly sigma. In other words, higher pressure, orange, warm colors. Lower pressure, blues, greens, purples, cooler colors. Okay, so let's just roll through time. And you can see the models are already here. And for those of you listening in podcast mode, I'll do my best to be descriptive. Here's Saturday. That's 3Z, which is actually 11 p.m. Friday, but we'll just roll through. We notice Friday night into Saturday morning, pressures are lowering around the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Turks and Caicos. Nothing terribly organized yet, and then you've got this big mess through Monday, kind of in the Turks, Caicos, Bahamas area. Again, nothing huge, but there's something there, lowering pressure. Now, what is lowered pressure? Well, a real deep area of low pressure could be a tropical storm, hurricane, winter storm, florester, nor'easter, all that stuff. This is just kind of a broad mess. All right, but broad areas of low pressure bring clouds, bring rainfall. All right, and the latest model guidance has it kind of going into South Florida. Palm Beach, Miami-Dade, Broward counties, and then just sitting. All right, let's look. When does it kind of move it toward Florida? So that's Tuesday at 00Z, which is technically Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So Tuesday morning, and then look at that. That's Friday morning. Tuesday through Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you're saying that there's going to be 4 days, Burris, of low pressure over Florida, clouds, rain? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least that's what the GFS is saying. Thankfully, again, nothing of an indication of big, powerful low pressure, but clouds and rain for sure. Yeah. All right. There's Saturday morning. Still meandering around here. I'm curious, once we get through all the models and stuff, at least in terms of positioning and things, then let's look at rainfall prognostications, shall we? All right, and then finally, by the 14th and 15th, it moves out. And then high pressure builds in, but lowering pressure down in the Caribbean. See that where it says forecast high 83? Well, this is fun. Right? Okay, so there's that. All right, any questions on the GFS so far? Buenos dias, Becky. Good morning to you. I vote for good weather. I'm on board with that. Any chance it becomes a big nothing? Well, that's kind of the idea. Lisa, let me just back up the GFS, and we'll look at the European here. But while we're talking about it, we can back the model. That was my backwards voice. All right, I was trying to be funny. That probably didn't play out at all funny. But yeah, more than likely it's a big hot nothing. But it's an area of low pressure, so it's going to bring us cloudy, wet weather. And it is an indicator for hurricane season next year. It will be. Yeah. Eric, my husband was funny. He saw you on TV when you had Al Roker on, and he said, "Is this news guy Eric the one you watch on Facebook?" That's too funny, Julia. That's too funny. Will it clear for the Artemis launch? Carol's asking. Oh, yeah, that's my desire as well. I don't think that this would impact Artemis rolling out, Michael, because it's not a hurricane. Rain is not going to damage the rocket. Yeah, all right. So, Michael. My apologies. Michelle is asking, does the European agree with the GFS? So let's do this. Let's rewind. Okay. And let's look at the European. All right. Here's the European. Now, We're going to have to change model runs because the 6Z run, the most recent version of the European, only goes out 90 hours. Every other Euro runs long. But notice the 6Z still shows an area of low pressure developing, right? Let's go back to the 00Z and we can go further forward. Yeah, basically the exact same thing. A big mess of low pressure, although it kind of deepens it into the Gulf of Mexico and has it sit there even through the weekend. So both of the models are starting to show that. Now I'm curious. Let's do this. So this is the GFS. You're not used to seeing this. This is the GFS. Let's do precipitation total. Total rain. I'm just going to run through the model. I'm just curious what the GFS is showing for total rain. Seventh. Yeah, that's... So this is total rain through November 18th. So the model has a pretty sharp cutoff. What the GFS is saying is 3, 4, 5 inches of rain possible at the beaches and then tapering off across the interior. So that's, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, both the GFS and the European are showing something trying to develop down there. So it's definitely one of those cases where we'll have to watch this. At the end of the day, we'll have to watch it. All right? Questions, comments, concerns. Debbie, when is Artemis launch scheduled at this point? I believe it's the 14th, which is a Monday at like 12, 17 in the morning, something like that. Yeah. Something in that respect. We're doing our big family Thanksgiving Saturday while Alaska family is here, so hoping for no rain. Well, Debbie, hopefully, yeah. Hopefully. Have a great day. Have a great day. All right. In addition to this, out in the tropics, you're asking about Lisa. You're asking about Martine. So let's just take a look and see where we're at. Stand by. All right. Down to Central America we go. And Tropical Storm Lisa is there. Kind of a mess. Expected to weaken from a tropical storm to a tropical depression and then work out into the extreme southern Gulf of Mexico. So Lisa has made landfall. Then we come up to the North Atlantic and we find Hurricane Martine. Although, it's moving at 46 miles an hour. Is it a hurricane or is it just a subtropical area of low pressure? I think that's what it is. But anyway... expected to make a hard right turn and work all the way over. Look at that. London, Paris. How often do you see that in a tropical cone, right? Whew. Always fun. Always fun this time of year to track the tropics. But for us, I really think that it's going to be this little feature here that's going to be impacting us next week. It's exact pathways, it's exact indicators for our weather. Still need to be ironed out, but this is kind of what we're looking at. All right? Will Martine affect the United Kingdom? We'll have to see. It's, for right now, it kind of looks like it's going to stay north, but could some of that moisture end up being that direction? I still think the National Hurricane Center classifies these things so that they can say the forecast was right. Yukon, I have no comment on that matter. Jennifer, is this low blob something that we are going to have to worry about next year as you build? Yes. It's an indicator for next year. Yep. Yeah. Jessica's asking, what were the winds for Lisa in Belize? We were cruising there in 9 days. 85 miles an hour. Yeah. Oh no, Amiana, I'm really sorry to read that. All right, so any questions, comments, concerns? As of right now, with Martine and Lisa, we have had 13 named storms. The 30-year average through today The 30-year average through today, whoop, drop that, is 13.5. So we are right at about average in terms of named storms. Last year through today, we had 21 named storms. Nerds, unite. Ace numbers look like this. 90.5 is our ace number. The 30-year average through today is 116.4. So we are below average in terms of tropical accumulated energy. Okay? Yeah. Chris, I don't say that very often. What does that say? Sometimes not saying something is saying something. Well, this is an uncomfortable conversation we just got into, isn't it? Right? One thing I do want to point out that's kind of interesting. We have 2 named systems right now in the month of November. At one point yesterday, we had 2 hurricanes during the month of November. Usually, I was doing the digging with Cam Tran yesterday on this. Usually, there are 0.26 hurricanes. In other words, not every year, 1 in every 4 years do you get 1 hurricane in the month of November. This year, we have had 2. The most hurricanes on record during the month of November is 3. So kind of interesting stuff. Could we get there? It's possible. Yeah. Very cool, Debbie. Glad to see that. Yeah, Scott, no comment. Will this development affect the Bahamas next weekend? It would be impacting the Bahamas like this weekend into early next week. Yeah, if you look at the time frame, this is Monday, and it's pouring in the Bahamas like a couple of days from now. And then looking ahead to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like next week during the week is kind of a wet mess around Florida. Of course, my pleasure, Jeannie. Have a great one. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, boy. What are you going to do? Any questions, comments, concerns? Otherwise, we can wrap this puppy up. Yeah, we just have some tropical stuff to deal with the next couple days. Mercy says, wow, look at the questions you students are asking. How about that low blob in next year? You're a good teacher, Eric. Well, thank you, Mercy. Listen, I love, it's funny. I love the fact that when I was hanging with Al, there were people that were saying, look, it's 2 of Audrey's clients together. And it's like, that's funny. That's funny. So loved that. I love that everybody is dialed into all of this chaos. It makes me smile. Yeah. All right. So here's our 7-day forecast. Yeah. Julie says, can it please clear up next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? FMBC State Championship in Broward County. Oh, Julie, I will do everything I can. I will do everything I can. Chrissy's asking, when is the great chill coming? Yeah. Hopefully soon. I would tell you this. I would guess that we transition cooler by mid-month. I will also tell you this. Let me share this. Write in your calendars now, loosely. Let's do this together. New technique I'm using with the LRC. Okay? Let's write December 1st. I have no idea. I'm going to put 2 question marks. December 1st, I'm going to put nasty Florida storms, question mark, all day. December 1st. Yeah. This will be, if that plays out on December 1st-ish, then I will have already locked in on the LRC cycle duration. I'm going to put notes added November 3rd. I have no idea if that's going to work. But if it does work, then we are locked into the new LRC cycle. If not, then I've got some work to do. I know I've got some work to do. Taylor says this was my first hurricane season in Florida, and holy moly, listen, we're gonna be okay. We just keep trucking. Listen, you can't live in paradise without paying a little bit of a state tax. We don't have state tax here. I just meant the hurricane. Eduardo, any idea of how much rain we may get next week? Still out of my home because of Ian's flooding. The GFS was saying like 1 to 2 inches inland, 4 to 5 inches along the coast, but we'll have to fine tune that. That's just kind of a first guess of sorts. Yeah. Just look at your coffee talk over. Yeah, I love it. Hundreds of our friends, Debbie, together. I love it. I refuse to put up Christmas lights while sweating, Jan says. I can understand that. I'm taking down my Halloween stuff today and putting up some Thanksgiving stuff today. Yukon says I'm now sponsored by Rooms to Go. I'm not. The 7-day forecast at Wesh is, and if I'm honest with you, I have a no sponsor version. Hold on a second. But I haven't updated it, so my no sponsor version still has the Halloween pumpkin. Let me remove the Halloween pumpkin. Yeah, I have a no sponsor version. Let me just get that on here. Yeah, the 7-day that's airing on CW is sponsored by Rooms to Go. For me, there it is. What does this storm mean for those of us that are still flooded? I mean, more rain is obviously not ideal. So that's where I would say. That's what I would say. Arnett says December 1st is the day we return from our Southern Caribbean cruise. Hopefully then we don't have nasty weather. Yeah. Let the turkey have his day. Santa can have his... Ay vey, Taylor, you're too funny. Oh, I almost read it. But I will say, yes, that I'm putting out the turkey. So, yeah. Yeah. Carol, what's the weather for Sunday, please? I'm traveling back from North Carolina. A few showers. It's not too bad. Yeah. All right. We keep missing your answer on whether we can see the Space Center at night. If the skies are clear, yeah. Yeah, if the skies are clear, why can't you see you're talking about the International Space Station? Yeah. If the skies are clear, why not? The weather is pushing me to put up Christmas because I need to know we're headed into the holidays. Gosh knows the weather isn't. Hey, we're going to get there. Taylor, I would have deceased if you kept reading. You almost got me. Listen, every now and then, even my internal filter isn't that great. All right, let's do this. Let's All right, so there's the raw GFS Mediagram talking about temperatures. Let me scroll it down so you can see the dates on the bottom. So based on that, models around, what did I say? The mid-month, right? Yeah, there's your mid-month cool down. So the 15th, 16th, 17th, somewhere in there, the models are hinting at a temperature drop. So that's raw GFS. That's not a forecast. It's raw GFS. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? Anything? Anybody? All right. I like it, Taylor. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, listen, that's enough. I will see you at 3:30 today for the afternoon coffee talk. I apologize for yesterday. Totally lost track of time in the office. Was working on something else. Yeah, so sorry about that. Anyway, I'm going to go mow the grass. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you guys and gals at 3:30 today for the coffee talk. Be good, y'all.